University Challenge. Asking the questions, Amol Rajan.
Hello and welcome to University Challenge, where we're about to play the first of this year's semi-finals. Tonight's teams are both competing on behalf of institutions with formidable records in this competition. Between them, they've appeared in more than 40 series and taken 7 titles. Whoever wins tonight will be one step closer to another. Now, the team from Imperial College London are yet to put a foot wrong in this series. They've beaten Balliol College Oxford and Lincoln College Oxford, the University of Sheffield and the University of Manchester to get to this point with an average score per game of nearly 235 points. They did start to show a few blind spots in those latter matches, including the philosophy of Jacques Derrida and people born in Somerset. But their many strengths include European history, Korean mythology and mathematics. Let's meet them once again.
Hi, I'm Justin Lee. I'm from Hong Kong and Canada, and I'm studying chemistry.
Hello, I'm Adam Jones. I'm from Hong Kong, and I study computer science.
And their captain?
Hello, I'm Soraya Haddad. I'm from Manchester, and I'm studying medicine.
Hi, I'm Shorajit Devnath. I'm originally from Calcutta, India, and I'm currently studying for a Master's in Applied Computational Science and Engineering.
Now, the team from Trinity College, Cambridge have taken every available opportunity to maximise their screen time this series, taking 6 matches to get to this point. They lost their first game against Manchester, but then beat Southampton in the round 1 repechage, Warwick in round 2 and the Open University in their first quarter-final. In their second, they let UCL come back from a score of -10 to win by 15 points, but got the second win that they needed at the third time of asking at the expense of Birkbeck. Along the way, they've answered very well on chemistry, Japanese food and anarchists, but have floundered a little on film and television, and their average score per game is 190. Let's meet them for the 7th time.
Hi, I'm Sarah Henderson. I'm from North London and I'm studying Japanese.
Hi, I'm Agnejo Banerjee. I'm from Dundee and I'm studying for a PhD in maths.
And their captain.
Hi, I'm Ryan Junseok Kang. I'm originally from Seoul, South Korea, and I'm doing a PhD in organic chemistry.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Jakshina. I'm from Białystok, Poland, and I'm doing Masters in Genetics.
Well, it's very, very good to see you guys back. Fingers on buzzers, here's your first semi-final starter for 10. In automotive engineering, what polysyllabic word describes a gearing system that allows drive wheels to rotate somewhat independently in order to facilitate cornering? The same term also denotes a class of equations that includes ordinary and partial. An example of the latter...
Trinity Banerjee.
Differential?
Differential is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Trinity, are on monarchs nicknamed the Conqueror. In each case, give the regnal name from the description. First, an Aragonese king who assumed the throne in 1213 and conquered the kingdom of Valencia in 1238. Remember, I need only the regnal name.
Do you have anything? Just think of it.
Could it be Sancho, maybe?
Sancho, okay. Have you heard of Sancho the Conqueror?
I've not heard of that, but I've not heard
Okay,
of
so...
Spanish Conqueror.
But he hasn't heard of Spanish Conqueror, so we should just go with Sancho, unless you have another better guess.
I should know that, but...
Sancho?
No, it's James, the first of Aragon. Secondly, a king of Portugal who secured Portuguese independence from Leon in 1139.
What do Portuguese...
You got any Portuguese regnal names?
Yeah, or just like...
There's John. There's a lot of Johns, a lot of Henrys.
Let's just try John.
Try John, yeah.
John?
No, it's Alfonso I. Finally, an Ottoman sultan who ruled from 1451 until his death in 1481. His epithet refers to his capture of Constantinople in 1453.
Mehmed, presumably.
Yes.
Yeah, Mehmet?
Yes, Mehmed II. Let's start the question now. In Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, which character is goaded by Sir Toby Belch into challenging Cesario?
Imperial Lee.
Malvolio?
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. That is Viola, to a duel over Olivia's love. He is ostensibly Sir Toby's friend, drunk nightly in his company, but in Act 3, Scene 2, Sir Toby admits taking advantage of his generosity and gullibility to the tune of 2,000 ducats. Anyone? It's Sir Andrew Aguecheek. They go together. Let's start the question now. Including the language sometimes known as Shanghainese, what 2-letter term denotes the Sinitic language group spoken around the lower Yangtze? It shares its name with one of...
Imperial Lee.
Wu.
Wu is correct, yes. Your bonuses are on German engineers. In the 1940s, which German engineer created Plan Calcul, often cited as the first computer programming language? His notable hardware designs include the Z3 and Z4.
No, he was Hungarian. He was Hungarian.
I don't know. Pass.
Pass.
It's Konrad Zuse. A three-circle Venn diagram can create at its centre a curved triangle of constant width, named after which German engineer who died in 1905?
Otto?
Sure. Yeah. Otto.
No, it's Franz Rouleau. Finally, in 1939, which German aircraft engineer built the first jet plane, the HE-178?
Is it Juncker?
Juncker.
No, it's Ernst Heinkel. Let's start a question now. Stephen of Blois and Nicholas of Cologne are credited as the young leaders of which unofficial movement?
Imperial lead.
Children's Crusade?
It is the Children's Crusade, yes. The bonuses, Imperial, are on ingredients in the spice mix Panch Poran, or Bengali 5-spice. Name each from the description. First, known as methi in Hindi, the small yellowish-brown seeds of a plant in the pea family, closely related to clover. A lactone compound known as the sotalon gives the seeds a distinctive aroma of burnt sugar or maple syrup.
Fenugreek. Fenugreek.
Correct. Secondly, known in Hindi as kalonji, the seeds of a plant in the buttercup family, tiny, black and drop-shaped. They have a bitter taste, often likened to onion and oregano.
Aniseed.
Yeah, go with that.
Aniseed.
No, it's nigella seeds or black onion seeds, black cumin. Finally, the small seed-like fruits of a plant in the parsley family, known in Hindi as jeera.
That's cumin.
Cumin.
Jeera is cumin, yes. Picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see the flag of an autonomous region that is, as of 2023, undergoing independence negotiations. For 10 points, name it.
Imperial lead.
Bougainville?
It is Bougainville, yes. For that picture starter, Imperial, you saw the flag of Bougainville, which, as of 2023, is negotiating its independence from Papua New Guinea, hoping to complete in 2027. For your picture bonuses, you'll see the flags of 3 more indigenous movements from the Pacific. First, this flag represents indigenous people in which French overseas territory?
New Caledonia.
Okay. Nominate Jones.
New Caledonia.
Yes, it is New Caledonia. Secondly, the indigenous people of which Chilean island use this flag?
It's.
Island.
Easter Island.
I think so. Yeah.
Easter Island. Yeah. Easter Island.
It is Easter Island, yes. And finally, this flag is used by which indigenous group?
Just Maori.
Maori, yeah.
Maori.
Maori is correct. All right, another starter question now. A little larger than Scotland, the northeast part of Australia's Northern Territory has what name after it?
Imperial lead.
Arnhem Land?
It is Arnhem Land, yes. Your bonuses are on Commonwealth cities. In each case, the answer is a major city that is not the capital of its respective country. First, localities in which major city include Kensington, Fitzroy, Collingwood and St Kilda?
What? Just name some Commonwealth cities. Not
Mombasa,
capitals.
maybe?
Sorry.
Mombasa, maybe?
Okay. Mombasa.
No, it's Melbourne. Birkenhead, Chelsea, Herne Bay and Devonport lie close to one another. In which Commonwealth city?
Is it maybe something in South Africa?
Cape Town?
Okay.
It's not a capital.
Yeah. Cape Town isn't the capital.
Cape Town.
No, it's Auckland. Neighbourhoods of which major city include Cabbagetown, Rosedale, Little Tibet and East York?
Oh, this sounds like Toronto.
Okay. Toronto.
Toronto is correct. Another starter question. One of the 12 principles of green chemistry set out in 1998 by Anastas and Warner, what 2-word term did Barry Trost introduce in 1991 to refer to the concept of maximising the use of raw materials in a reaction so that the final product contains the maximum number?
Imperial lead.
Atom economy?
It is atom economy, yes. Your bonus is Imperial, 3 questions on chemistry. For what do the letters EPR stand in the acronym VSEPR, or VESPR, referring to a common model used to predict the 3-dimensional arrangement of atoms in molecules?
Electron pair repulsion, right?
Yes.
Electron pair repulsion.
Correct. For main group elements, the VESPR model suggests that a molecule in which the central atom has 3 ligands and 2 lone electron pairs will resemble what uppercase letter of the Roman alphabet? An example is chlorine trifluoride.
Like, is it
T.
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 Okay. T.
Correct. Which scientist gives his name to a modification of VESPR theory that makes it applicable to transition metal complexes?
Pauling? It's not Pauling, right?
Is it Teller, maybe?
Teller.
Yeah.
Teller.
No, it's Keppert, David L. Keppert. Let's start a question now. The British novelist and physical chemist C.P. Snow gave the 1959 Reed Lecture on what he perceived as a divide within the intellectual life of the whole of Western...
Imperial Jones.
the 2 cultures?
It was the Great Two Cultures speech, yes. The 3 questions for you, Imperial, on set theory. In set theory, the abbreviation ZF denotes an axiomatic system proposed in the early 20th century to address paradoxes in naive set theory. It stands for the names of two mathematicians. Name either.
Nominate Deobnath.
Zermelo-Fraenkel.
Yes, it is Zermelo-Fraenkel. NBG set theory is a conservative extension of the Zermelo-Fraenkel axioms that introduces the concept of class and is thereby finitely axiomatizable. Give any two of the three mathematicians denoted by the letters NBG.
Any two. NBG. Have we got that?
G could be Gödel. Not sure.
No.
Just guess any mathematician can
Give me a mathematician.
Come on.
Okay, pass.
It's von Neumann, Bernays and Gödel. The abbreviation AC denotes which historically controversial addition to the ZF axioms. This states that for any set of mutually exclusive sets, there is at least one set that contains exactly one element in common with each of the non-empty sets.
Nominate Deobnath.
Axiom of choice.
Yes, Zermelo's axiom of choice is correct. Let's start a question now. Which town on the River Elbe, southwest of Berlin, had the word Lutherstadt added to its name?
Imperial lead.
Wittenberg.
Wittenberg is correct, yes. Your bonus is Imperial, 3 questions on a satirical poem. The 1681 poem Absalom and Achitophel is based on the biblical story of Absalom's rebellion against his father, King David, and was a satire on the exclusion crisis. Which poet wrote it?
I think it's John Dryden.
John Dryden.
It is John Dryden. In the poem, King David represents Charles II and Absalom, the Duke of Monmouth. Which Whig politician is portrayed as Achitophel, the plotting counsellor?
Could be Clarendon.
Clarendon.
No, it's the first Earl of Shaftesbury, or Anthony Ashley Cooper. The story of Absalom's rebellion against King David appears in a book in the Old Testament named for which figure?
Samuel.
Okay, yeah. Samuel.
Samuel is correct, yes. Let's start the question. Plenty of time, Trinity. I need a 2-word answer here. With a name meaning well-lit room, what optical device is controversially postulated?
Trinity Banerjee.
Camera lucida.
Camera lucida is correct, yes. Your bonus to Trinity are on women with a given name, Marianne. Give the surname of each from the description. First, an English biologist and botanical artist born in 1830. Around 800 of her paintings and drawings are housed in a namesake gallery in Kew Gardens.
I can't remember Kew Gardens Gallery, no.
I don't know, Henderson.
It's Marianne North. Secondly, a modernist poet born in Missouri in 1887 who won the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry in 1951. Her works include poetry, in which she describes the aim of poetry as the creation of imaginary gardens with real toads in them.
Do you have anything?
No, I'll just say Smith or something like that.
Smith.
Marianne Moore. Finally, a British theatre director born in 1966. She won the Tony Award for Best Director for her productions of War Horse and The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime.
Johnson.
Marianne Elliott. Music round now. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of classical music. For 10 points, name its Central European composer.
Imperial Jones.
Liszt.
No, it's not Liszt. You can hear a bit more, Trinity.
Trinity Henderson.
Dvorak.
No, it's Janacek. We'll take some music bonuses in a moment. Let's start a question. In particle physics, for what do the letters QCD stand?
Trinity Banerjee.
Quantum chromodynamics.
Correct. Well, your music starter a moment ago was Capriccio by Leos Janacek, whose archives have been inscribed on UNESCO's Memory of the World Register, a list compiled to help preserve evidence of world heritage and culture. For your music bonuses, Trinity, you'll hear 3 more works by composers whose works or archives also appear on this list. First, who is this Soviet composer?
Ilya Shostakovich. Or which one are you feeling? Is Prokofiev
Probably
Soviet?
more Shostakovich. Oh, this is very famous. What's this? Try Shostakovich.
Shostakovich.
It's Aram Khachaturian.
Yes, God.
Secondly, this Austrian composer.
We won the second Viennese school. So guess Schoenberg.
Okay, nominate Henderson.
Schoenberg.
Correct. Finally,
They didn't give us a country.
I'd try Liszt or something, but
Okay, Liszt.
No, it's Chopin. Let's start a question now. Which West African country is the setting of both the 1973 film Tuki Buki, or Journey of the Hyena, and the...
Imperial Dave Math.
Senegal?
Senegal is correct, yes. Your bonus is Imperial. 3 questions on American observatories. First, built near Socorro in New Mexico, which Y-shaped 27-element radio interferometer is officially named for the pioneer of radio astronomy, Karl Jansky, but is more commonly known by a 3-letter initialism?
3-letter. Anything, Yancey?
ALF, maybe, I'm not sure, I'm just guessing.
Just go with ABC.
ALF, I feel like this. ALF.
No, it's VLA for Very Large Array. In size, just exceeding the Effelsberg 100-metre dish thanks to its slightly elliptical design, the largest steerable single-dish radio telescope can be found at which radio observatory in West Virginia?
West Virginia? Radio Observatory, West Virginia, anything?
Richmond and... No, never.
I can guess Richmond. We might as well. Richmond?
No, it's Green Bank Observatory. Finally, until it collapsed in December 2020, a 300-metre aperture fixed-dish radio telescope was found at Arecibo Observatory site on which island?
Which
Island. Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico? Everyone happy with that? Okay. Puerto Rico?
Correct. Let's start the question now. At the 2022 World Gymnastic Championships, Great Britain's Gianni Regini Morin became the first British male to win gold in what event? 18-year-old Jessica Gadirova also took gold for Britain in the same event.
Trinity Kang.
Parallel bars.
No.
Imperial Lee.
Trampoline.
No, it's a floor exercise. Bad luck. Let's start a question. According to Hesiod, Zeus orders the creation of Pandora, the first woman. She's fashioned from clay by whom? The god of artisans, craftsmen and smiths.
Imperial Haddad.
Pygmalion?
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. And smiths.
Trinity Banerjee.
Hephaestus.
Hephaestus is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Trinity, are questions on the minimalist composer Pauline Oliveros. In 1962, Oliveros co-founded the Tape Music Centre in which US city? The centre was the location of the first performance of Terry Riley's In C, featuring Oliveros herself and Steve Reich.
Just a US city.
Based, yeah, name.
I know.
Boston, maybe.
Boston.
No, San Francisco. What 2-word name did Oliveros use to describe the practice of careful attention to sound that she developed and taught? She coined it initially as a punning title for a recording made in an underground cistern.
What's the recording in an underground cistern?
Is this like
It must be some puns.
Cave sound, I don't know.
cave wave or something?
Yeah,
try
okay.
that.
Cave wave.
No, it's deep listening. Finally, based on a hexagonal map of possible performer choices, the 1999 work, 6 for a New Time, was written by Oliveros for which alternative rock band founded by Thurston Moore, Kim Gordon and Lee Ranaldo?
Any name of a rock band. Alternative.
Person, I don't know, Blur.
Blah.
No, it's Sonic Youth. Right, now start a question. What 4-letter word precedes "in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes"? I have fears that I may cease to be, and I consider how much...
Imperial Jones.
When?
When is correct, yes. 3 questions for you, Imperial, on syncretic religions and beliefs. Caodai is a syncretic religion that draws on elements of Taoism, Confucianism, Roman Catholicism and Buddhism. It was formally established in 1926 in which Asian country?
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Correct. Next, Santeria, also known as La Regla de Ocha and Lukumi, is a religious tradition of African origin that developed in the 19th century on which Caribbean island?
Cuba.
Cuba.
Correct. Candomblé is a syncretic religion of African origin that originated in which populous country?
Populous.
Brazil.
Okay. Brazil?
Brazil is correct, yes. Picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a work of art. For 10 points, simply name the artist.
Trinity Yakshina.
Diego de Rivera.
It is Diego Rivera, yes. For your picture starter, Trinity, you saw one of Diego Rivera's Detroit industry murals, and for your bonuses, you'll see 3 more early 20th century paintings of factories. Name the artist in each case. First, this French artist.
Any French artist from that time. Must be 20th century. Just give
Let's go with modern, it's not French. That's not pass.
Braque or someone.
Pass.
It was Fernand Léger. Secondly, this is a sketch by which Italian-born architect, a member of the Futurist movement?
Architect. They said architect.
Yeah.
I do not know any
Who
futurist
founded
architect.
Futurist? Yeah.
Just give me a name.
Marinetti was a futurist from Italy, I don't know.
Okay, nominate manager.
Marinetti.
No, it's Antonio Sant'Elia. Finally, this American futurist.
No idea. Could it?
Well, Georgia O'Keeffe did some cities, but I doubt it.
Okay, let's try Georgia O'Keeffe.
No, it's Joseph Stella. Now, let's start a question now. In 1861, General Pedro Santana requested that Spain retake control of which country of which he was then president in order to secure the country from Haitian attempts to
Imperial Lee.
Dominican
It
Republic.
is the Dominican Republic, yes. Your bonuses, Imperial, are on two-hander plays, that is, those with only two main characters. First performed in 1961, Happy Days features the married couple Winnie and Willie and is described as being set in a mound of sand. Who wrote it?
Beckett.
Correct. Later revised in the 1970s under the title Outcry, the two-character play is among the later works of which playwright, born in Mississippi in 1911?
Mississippi.
Mississippi, 1911. So we've been writing, what, the 30s, 40s?
Is it Tennessee Williams, maybe?
I can guess more. Sorry,
Would it be Tennessee Williams? Or is it too late?
Come on.
Is it too... Go for that.
Tennessee Williams.
Correct. Which two-hander by David Mamet concerns the conflict between a university professor and a student who accuses him of harassment?
I only know one, and it's not that.
It's not that, yeah. That's all you know.
No.
I don't have anything.
Okay, pass.
It's Oleana. Let's start a question. In the Old Testament book of Judges, what is the name of the only female judge?
Trinity Banerjee.
Deborah.
Deborah is correct, yes, well done. Your bonuses, Trinity, are on post-growth economics, a theory of economics that looks beyond conventional measures of prosperity. Introduced in 2006 by the New Economics Foundation, what index adds to the Human Development Index by taking sustainability into account? It's known by the letters HP. That's Hotel Papa.
Human potential, maybe? Human potential?
No, it's Happy Planet Index. Initially a report for the Sustainable Development Commission, Prosperity Without Growth was first published in 2009 by which British economist?
Any Nobel Prizes from
Well, Stiglitz, but...
Stiglitz?
He's not British. No, Tim Jackson. Finally, the British economist Kate Raworth developed what economic framework highlighting needs that must be met without overshooting ecological
this is
ceilings? I need
sustainability,
a single word name after the sweet snack whose shape this framework resembles.
Sweet food, the shape resembles, is that what they said?
Yeah.
What's a distinctive shape? Chocolate.
No, it's donut economics. Let's start a question now. In chemistry, what Greek-derived term is used to describe substances like powdered uranium, lithium hydride, or white phosphorus that will ignite spontaneously when exposed?
Imperial Lee.
Pyrophoric.
Pyrophoric is correct, yeah. Your bonus is Imperial. 3 questions on the city of Palermo in Sicily. First, now home to the Sicilian Regional Assembly, the Royal Palace of Palermo is also known by the name of which people who captured the city under the Guiscard brothers in 1072?
Normans.
Correct. Later, in the early 13th century, which German emperor, the grandson and namesake of Barbarossa, established his court at Palermo? I need a single regnal name.
Frederick.
Correct. In 1735, the future Charles III of Spain was crowned King of Sicily in Palermo Cathedral. He was a member of which royal house?
Bourbon.
Bourbon is correct. Now start a question. Listen carefully. Name one of the 2 countries that, along with the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Tanzania, have shorelines on Lake Tanganyika.
Imperial Haddad.
Rwanda.
No.
Trinity Banerjee.
Mozambique.
No, it's Burundi or Zambia. Bad luck. Let's start a question. Answer as soon as your name is called, giving your answer in radians in terms of pi. In the Argand diagram, what is the principal argument of the complex number 1 plus I?
Trinity Banerjee.
Pi over 4.
It is pi over 4. Well done. Your bonuses in Trinity are 3 questions on plants. From the Latin for juice, what term denotes a plant with fleshy, thick tissues adapted to water storage? An example
Succulent.
is cacti. Succulents, correct. Succulents employ a modified version of carbon dioxide fixation and photosynthesis known as CAM, C-A-M, in which the letter C stands for crassulation, after a family of plants. For what do the letters A-M stand?
Acid metabolism.
Correct. What large genus of succulents includes the commercially important sisal and cantala and the blue species that is used to make tequila?
It starts with A, I think, but pass it.
Pass.
It's agave. Another starter question. What surname is shared by the mother and daughter writers whose respective works include Clear Light of Day and The Inheritance of Loss, the latter winning the...
Imperial Jones.
Desai.
It is Desai, yes. 3 questions for you, Imperial, on rivers of Russia. Yakutsk is a port on which major river? The easternmost of the major Siberian rivers. It flows from the area around Lake Baikal to the Laptev Sea.
Is it the Ob?
Okay, sure, yeah.
The Ob.
No, it's Lena. The Trans-Siberian Railway crosses which river at Novosibirsk? the most populous city of Siberia. This river forms a major system along with its tributary, the Irtysh.
Yeah, this is the Ob.
The Ob.
That is the Ob. Which river rises to the southeast of Moscow and flows for more than 1,800 kilometres into the Sea of Azov?
It's not the Volga, right?
Volga flows into Caspian, so no.
Okay.
We just pass.
Okay, pass.
It's Don. Let's start a question. A former CIA informant who had amassed a fortune through drug trafficking operations, which dictator was removed from power in 1989 by US...
Trinity Yakshina.
Noriega.
It is Manuel Noriega. Your bonus is Trinity. 3 questions on the Assyrian king Sennacherib. Born in 745 BC, Sennacherib transferred his capital to which city close to present-day Mosul? Correct. Defying advice from the prophet Isaiah, which king of Judah formed an alliance to rebel against Sennacherib? In the second book of Kings, it is said that after him was none like him among all the kings of Judah, nor any that were before him.
Do we have anything? Pass.
Hezekiah. What 4 words complete the first line of Byron's poem, The Destruction of Sennacherib? The Assyrian came down like the what?
Thunder or storm.
The thunder of life.
No, it's Wolf on the Fold. Let's start a question. Produced in the zona fasciculata of the adrenal cortex, which steroid hormone plays a key role in the body's response to stress, stimulating...
Trinity Kang.
Adrenaline.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Stimulating the production of glucose and activating anti-inflammatory pathways.
Imperial Haddad.
Cortisol.
It is cortisol, yes. Your bonus is Imperial. 3 questions on fictional bookworms. In a 2007 work by Junot Diaz, which New Jersey teenager gorges himself on speculative fiction by authors such as Wells, Burroughs, Howard, Asimov and Heinlein?
Nominate Jones.
Oscar Wilde.
Correct, wow, yes. In which novel do Elena and Leela read Louisa May Alcott's Little Women so often that the book begins to fall apart? It is the first in Elena Ferrante's Neapolitan series.
My Brilliant Friend. Right?
Yeah, My Brilliant Friend.
My Brilliant Friend.
Correct. What 3 words describe Liesel Memminger in the title of a novel set during World War II by the Australian Marcus Zusak?
The Book Thief, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The Book Thief.
The Book Thief is correct. Next question. Having defeated Mithridates of Pontus, which commander marched his army on Rome and became...
Imperial Lee.
Pompey.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. And became dictator in 82 BCE. Earlier...
Trinity Yakshina.
Sula.
So that is correct. Your bonuses then are on subjects of portraits by the abstract expressionist Elaine de Kooning. Name each person from the description. First, an American dancer and choreographer born in 1919. In collaboration with his long-term partner, John Cage, he created many pieces incorporating an element of chance, beginning with... And at the goal, Trinity College Cambridge have 110 and Imperial College have 240. And the answer to that last one was Nurse Cunningham. Well, Trinity, you've had an amazing journey, and I have to say, I felt you were very unlucky with the bonuses there because you guys are phenomenal intellects. And for that was almost the first time in your 7th appearance that you got runs of bonuses where it just didn't quite fall for you. We have loved having you on here. You've been on telly quite a lot.
Yep. More than they will be.
More than they will be, exactly, which is the most important thing. So decades from now, when you've all won Nobel Prizes and run the country, we shall look back on plenty of TV appearances, and you can look back on them with enormous pride because you've been absolutely outstanding. So thank you so much. And Imperial, my goodness, I mean, to play such a strong team and to end up on 240 is...
Played really well. There were some really good buzzers there.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. and you're being humble about it, but my goodness, it really was an outstanding performance, which will terrify the other semi-finalists, and quite rightly too. I hope you can join us next time for the second of the semi-final matches. But until then, it is goodbye from Trinity College, Cambridge.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye for now from Imperial College.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.